Hello, boys and girls. My name is Mike Kelly, Animators Forum and Real Ocean Forum. Anyway, somebody asked today about trying to bring in pantyhose and shoes and having a problem because one or the other kept disappearing. Or either that, or they were if they tried to weight the pantyhose as clothing, that they didn't conform properly. So here's the problem, and let's. I'm not going to use pantyhose because I don't happen to have any pantyhose, personally or otherwise. But I'm going to use socks here. So we're going to go down here to some socks. Socks. And we're going to use some long socks, I think. Yeah, we'll use these long socks here. Okay, so, and we're going to fit the body shape onto here. Try to get these looking nice. And use the default, okay. Waiting. So these will be coming in as clothing, and if we go here to conform, we'll make these a little bigger so that they, if we bring it in here, we'll, okay. So we have these socks here, and if you would put this character in a position, these socks actually won't conform to the feet moving well. We're going to show you that in a second. So first we're going to put some shoes on. The problem with it now is it's a default weighted to the whole leg. So it isn't completely, this really should be a shoe, which would then form to the foot as it moves. So it's not going to do that. So let's put on some shoes, and I'll show you. Where was I? Shoes. Let's just use some flip-flops. I think I got some flip-flops here somewhere. Some sandals. Where have I got? I thought I saw some flip-flops here. I've got so much. Here we go. All right, let's put on some flip-flops. So the first thing we have to do whenever you put on any clothing is you got to make sure they kind of match up okay. And if you'll notice this, these flip-flops are a little, see, they don't quite match up. So we're gonna position these a little better, and I've shown you how to do that in other tutorials, but they actually need to come down a little bit on the feet. So we would actually have to convert these to accessories anyway, but that's what we're gonna do. We want to convert both the shoes here, because you can only have one shoe. Let me show you that. If I select the socks, the long socks, and I went to transfer skin weights, and I went to shoes, make them into shoes, and I say, okay, apply. It says, hey, it's already got shoes. So you can only have one set of shoes. So we don't want to do that because then we'll lose the shoes. So what we need to do is put them both as accessories, combine them, and then transfer the weight of the shoes. There's a few problems involved in this. So if we tried to convert these shoes to accessories right now, I'll show you this, and we set the default shape, the first thing that would happen would be that they won't match up. You see that actually I was trying to convert the other one. Let me do the shoes. That was the socks. It shows the same problem, but I want to show you the shoes. We'll keep with the shoes here. So if we want to convert them, but it shows the same issue. The issue is they try to go to the default T pose. I think this is actually a bug in Character Creator 3 because the default pose now is this A pose where the legs are apart, but so that doesn't work right. So, and you can adjust them, you can move them from there, but that's a pain in the ass a little bit. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go back to this default pose, which is their standard T pose. And there, see, we've got a number of T poses. So we use this T pose here. So now with the T pose selected, now if we convert to accessories, they're still going to move a little bit. We'll see them move a little bit, but they're much better to where they are. So now we're going to go ahead and position them. So what I'm doing is just pressing with this selected here. I'm going to press the first thing I'm going to do is reset the pivot point. Reset the pivot so it's right there. Okay, and now we're going to position those shoes to where they're right on the feet there. So I'm going to get them. I'm not going to spend too much time here. If you're wearing sandals, I think that's. It's not too bad. It might still be wrong because I think the foot's actually going into that sandal there, so it might need to be tilted forward a little bit. I don't know. You guys, I don't want to spend a lot of time on this, but I think you'll get the idea that this is how you position things. And let's just assume that I've got them positioned more or less correctly for the sake of argument. So then we're going to do the same thing for the hose themselves. So this is the hose. Again, we're going to convert it to an accessory. I'm going to keep it as the default shape. In this particular case, it disappears a little bit. We're going to go back here, and the same thing. We're going to go ahead and edit the pivot, change it to the center so we can see the pivot, and then we're going to go ahead and just alter that so we're fitting the back onto the feet there. And like I say, I think this is a bug because I actually don't think it should behave this way. I think it should actually get a little... yeah, I think I'm going to leave it like that because then I'm going to use the conform to transfer the skin mates. Okay, so now the two together should be joined now. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to come here. They're both accessories. So go to the scene. We're going to select them both, and then we're going to come up here to create, no, modify, and merge accessory. So that merges the two of them together. Okay. So now when we go to transfer skin weights, we can actually make them shoes. So both of them are shoes, and then they'll actually conform better onto that side. Okay, so now we go to conform. We're going to adjust the size a little bit, again, to get it to where it looks correct. Let's see where we got here. It's close. Get this up. Make that a little loose fitting. Come on. Why is this not working? All right, let's calculate collision. There we go. Okay. So, more or less, right? I mean, there's obviously some crap that we need to deal with, and I've shown you how to deal with this stuff, but mostly I don't want to spend a lot of time on this because I want to show you now that if you go to pose now, and you pick that one of those poses that has the things flying here, checking poses. Oh, here we go. So now the feet will now correctly conform and the shoes correctly conform in that bend. So that's basically what you do. And you might say, Mike, why is this poking through? Well, I've showed you how to do that. I've showed you how to go in and adjust the mesh on that. I don't want to look at my other videos to show you how to do that. I just don't want to spend a lot of time on this. But that's essentially how you do it. So you combine two things in order, and you can. The same thing is true on gloves. If you have arm coverings that you want, but you have multiple things, then you combine them for gloves. And the same thing is true on hair. I've showed you this before on one of my other videos. If you have facial hair and head hair, but you also want to use them both as hair, you can convert to accessories and then combine them. And that's how you do it. So basically, that's the whole procedure. Hopefully, this answers some questions. And if not, let me know. And we'll see you on the forums.